Pie in the Sky Media.
Happy New Year, Criminal Mischief Nation. Welcome back to another bonus episode, the first of 2026, with Carolyn and Brandon. I'm Brandon of Criminal Mischief Duo with the great Carolyn Osorio. Carolyn, Happy New Year. Hope I wish you the very best for the coming year. How did you have a nice New Year's Eve celebration?
You know, it's funny because I've had to pay the piper. I was invited to a big New Year's Eve party, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't done it. I really didn't do hardly any work during the break, and which I rarely do that. But I was like so enjoying. I think I talked about this, just spending time with my boys,
Yeah, sure.
spending time, family time, like just great. So I kind of felt like, you know what? And it was super, super foggy here. Like, and I just didn't feel like it.
No.
I wanted to do work and I started doing work and then that felt really good. And then I was like, okay, okay, okay. What about you? Did you have a good New Year's Eve?
Well, I mean, yes. It was just me and my wife. Um, And actually, it was really nice, but we were complaining the whole time because all we were doing, um, we were driving my oldest and our
Oh
niece,
my,
her best friend, to New Year's Eve parties because they wanted to party hop. Delilah was set up at a friend watching Stranger Things and all that, my youngest. So she was
yeah,
out
we watched
partying with
that.
all of
Yeah.
her friends and a couple of boys and
Yeah.
whatever. Um,
Look at you getting all casual. Like,
there's more. Don't worry. I'm far less casual in about 90 seconds. And then
okay.
so New Year's Eve, it's raining like hell here, and my oldest and her cousin, there's like three parties all in Beverly Hills that they want to go to. So I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, what are we gonna? We can drop them off, drive 25 minutes back to the valley, then come back. We'll find a diner somewhere on the west side and we'll hang out. She goes, oh my God, that'd be great. And it was great. But so they go to this one party in Santa Monica, even past Beverly, almost at the beach. And they're there and they wanted to leave at 11:30 to be in Hollywood for New Year's. And so it's like 11:40. I'm like, guys, you're not going to make it. And I'm on the phone. This party is just bumping. You hear the bass. She goes, Dad, we're going to stay here for New Year's. Woo! I went, okay, great. So New Year's comes and goes. The place goes crazy. They walk out and there's boys following them that
Mm.
they don't know that I don't know, but they're like trying to talk to them. And my daughter goes, Dad, they say they're going to the same party we're going to was in Hollywood. We got to give them a ride. I went, oh yeah, sure. Okay, great. So three strange teenage boys jump into the car with my daughter and my niece. They were actually very nice. And we go to this other party in Hollywood and they hop out and the party was broken up by the cops and everything was crazy and they liked all the drama. So my wife and I are again, we were just sitting in the car on Hollywood Boulevard in our old neighborhood and
Hmm.
reminiscing,
Hmm.
nostalgic. And then
Yeah, yeah.
we were home by like 1 in the morning. So that was fun. But the next day, my youngest has those same friends over in her room. Now, the rule in my house,
Keep the door open.
keep the door open. Thank you. I'm not asking for the moon here. That's really
Okay, I,
normal.
I knew that was your rule. I'm not saying that's my rule. I'm saying that I knew that that was your rule.
Keep the door open.
Got
Okay.
it. Yeah.
3 times. I give him 3 times. If I walk by,
Hmm.
first time doors, hey guys, remember, second time, hey, you get one more shot and then you're out. Okay.
Mm. Mm.
Third time, the door's freaking closed. And it's Delilah, her friend, and two boys. There's four kids in there. Four kids.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
going, you know what? It's New Year's. I'm gonna be nice. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. So I go, hey guys, the door needs to stay. I look in, and one of the kids is fucking vaping in the house, in the room, sitting on my daughter's bed. And I just went, you out. He goes, what? I'm like, you get the fuck out of my house.
Did you really say that? Oh
Oh
my
yeah,
gosh, you must
lost
have
it.
scared
Lost it.
him.
Lost it. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm like, don't give me that sir bullshit. Just get out. I don't care if you don't have a ride. Walk home. Just get out. Go. Go, go, go. He's like, okay, okay, okay. And my daughter's like, Dad, what? I said, door was shut 3 times in a row and he's vaping in the room. Forget it. And I have something to talk to you about
Mm.
also, because you shouldn't have let him. You should have said, don't do that.
Mm.
So we had a big thing. I
Yeah.
calmed down, calmed down.
Hmm.
We had
Hmm.
a pretty nice talk about it. And And yeah,
Um,
maybe
um,
that's what the kid needed. I know when I was 15 or 14, I needed an adult to talk like that to me. I did. And I didn't have it. And I went down the
you know what? That kid's gonna be like, oh, this old guy was just
for
like a
now,
real.
for now, but maybe a couple years he'll be like, "Oh, okay. You know what? I was
Okay, this
acting like
wasn't
an
a
idiot."
learning lesson for him. He's
I think it
fine.
was. I
This
think
was
listen, I'm
th
holding out hope that it will eventually be a lesson for him.
I don't care about him. I care about her. I
Yeah,
care
me
about
too.
like I think it was great that you obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's great that you know the thing is to talk with them. You know, the
Yes.
thing
And we did afterwards. I did.
is to yeah, but I'm saying I'm just saying like me too. I'm not trying to be like I'm
Yeah.
floating on my cloud and I'm like my my son did this thing where he was like, "Yeah, I'm going out with my friends." And I was like, "Okay, great." And then he said, "Hey, I'm gonna go out with my friends." 2 nights around. I was like, "Great." And then he sheepishly because he like, "Okay, I'm gonna tell you this, but
Mhm.
and I know you're going to judge me, but anyway, I don't care. Actually, I'm more worried about him than I am about you. But
Was he afraid of getting on the naughty list?
listen, I was flat ironing his hair because he has me flat iron his hair. You know what's so funny? This
Uh,
is so funny.
uh,
Okay. So I don't know if you went to IKEA when your kids were little. Did you?
okay, what? No. I would take my kids to Home Depot. They'd lay down in the shopping cart and I'd push them around
Oh,
hard.
those long ones that you roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would take mine too. But anyway, at IKEA they have these little stair steps that you like can stand, and they would stand on that to be next to me.
Mhm.
Okay. So now with my son, because he has curly hair and sometimes he doesn't want it to be curly. And so so now I flat iron his hair and I have to stand on that little the same one from when he it was just it's really sweet.
That's nice.
Anyway,
No, that's a
it's
nice
a,
full
it's
circle kind of moment. Yeah.
it's a bonding. It's a bonding. It's. I have done my son's hairs more than I did my daughter's. My daughters never wanted me to mess with their hair, and of course, the
Wow.
first ones were like,
Gosh.
"Oh my gosh,
I
I can't wait to like brush their hair. I can't wait to read my books to them." And they were like, "We don't want you touching our hair."
I did
And
my daughter's hair so many times, thousands of times. Thousands of times.
hmm,
Brushing their hair, spraying the detangler in and all and do I just the braids
I
and
know.
the
So now doing it with my son, it's like I never expected that I would
yeah,
be doing my son's hair like this, but and
nice
he
moment.
still likes it when I cut it. And I would give him this bowl cut and it's like I've never been to beauty school, but he wanted me to do it. There's just a bonding moment that
Sure.
happens and I love it. I'm not gonna lie. But
Okay.
anyway, he told me back to the thing about him going out with his friends and then he was like, "Okay, Mom, I got something to tell you." I'm like, "What?" And he's like, I wasn't going out with my guy friends. I went on a couple of dates. And I was like, because he just broke up with his girlfriend. I'm like, Patrick, why I want you to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I want you to move on. And I said, I don't know. I'm happy that you told me, so thank you. So the thing about what you were talking about earlier with
Yeah.
Delilah of like talking to her and working through it, it's like, hey, thank you for telling me. You didn't need to lie. I mean,
Yeah,
because
I think that was
I
more for him than to
Oh, he was totally looking sheepish. He
yeah,
loved
than to
every minute
mislead
of it.
you. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Wow.
he has like I was looking at him and I said, because this is when I was flat ironing his hair. I go, look at me. And he's like, oh my gosh, he couldn't make eye contact. It was so anyway, it was so cute. Because like
You should have
they
burned him
can't
on the face. You should have burned him real quick. That's what you get. Kidding.
this thing gets hot. It's no fucking joke. I have
Mm.
accidentally burnt him like once. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. It totally reminds me of when I was like crimping my hair like back in the day,
In
like
the
with my
80s.
girlfriends with our Aquanet and just like, whoa.
You
And
kidding
like,
me? You don't have to tell me. I
oh,
grew up surrounded by New Jersey hair farmers. That was like the that was you didn't leave the house if you were a
oh my
girl
gosh.
with your bangs teased 6, 8 inches off your
Oh, I
forehead.
know. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
loved it. Yeah.
me too.
Anyway, boy, we went off on a tangent.
Wow, we sure did. All right, so now let's talk about probably the dumbest fucking criminal that I've ever heard of in my life. So,
Okay, well,
uh,
I have you to
again,
blame.
while fully appreciating the tragic nature of it, it's hard for me
Yeah.
not to just point and laugh at this dipshit for his how he behaved on the internet in the minutes after he, allegedly. No, he was convicted. He killed his wife.
No, he
Um,
did it. He killed it. Yeah, killed her.
uh, Christ almighty. Like, it's 2023. It's not like one of your cases from 15 or even 10 years ago. There's cameras
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. Search history is impossible to erase. Like, what is, all
Hmm.
right. Anyway, listen, she was no angel either, but I, I get it.
Yes, she was. She was an angel. Yes,
Forgive me for that
yes.
poor choice of words. She wasn't perfect, but
You know what?
there,
I completely.
there
It's
are a
funny
lot of
because
there are a lot of marriages that aren't perfect. No, what I'm saying is, you know, I'm of the opinion that rather than have an affair, you're unhappy, you end the marriage, and then you go do the thing. Okay, now I'm not in her
Mhm,
position, so I don't know. Um,
mhm,
but I've just seen so many kids, children of divorced parents where they did it in such a stupid way. Rather than have a clean
mhm.
break, you have all of this cheating and screwing around and obfuscation and vacations together and where is mommy and like all of that. So you know that part of it was was messy. Like, I get it, and maybe he did find out, and maybe that is what put him over the edge. He watched a cuckold porn. Okay, he probably knew. You know, um, that's not to
It's so
say,
funny what you're picking, what you are dialing into, and what I was dialing into.
yeah,
Because the whole stuff with like the affair and all that, generally, I'm totally with you on that.
yeah,
Absolutely. And as you know, growing up, we both grew up with divorced parents.
yeah.
So I think that we lived what that was, and it's really tough. I mean, of course, there's nothing wrong with getting divorced. I'm
No, of
not
course not.
judging, but I mean, it's like,
Look, Carolyn, I'm not
the
even saying there's anything wrong with having an affair
yeah, yeah.
on its face, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay,
But I
but
feel like this was different in that everybody has their breaking point.
yeah,
I feel like Anna wanted her family. She wanted to make it work. And and I think that it was like she was at her breaking point. It's like you're not having sex with your husband for an entire year. You're
yeah,
working your ass off. You're like, you need some, it's not even just about sex, it's the comfort.
yeah,
You need that touch, that humanity. You know what I mean?
sure.
And it's like, so for me, it's like my heart kind of breaks because what I didn't include in there because there was just so much that I couldn't include, but like she told him about, according to her friend during her testimony, she said, I told him about William. She told him she wanted him to be jealous.
Because I
And,
was wondering
just
how
to
he
have,
knew how he had William's number. All right, so that's good. Okay.
and she just said, hey, I've got a crush on him. And he wouldn't bite. He was just so, and it's more to this kind of man. This kind of man, I've been thinking, I don't know what's worse, is a broke guy who tries to act like he's got money or an entitled, you know, just generational wealth rich guy who couldn't utilize
Yeah. And
his
he's a hustler too.
pro-
He's an art for, I
he,
mean, the guy was a piece of shit, but I get it. And he
he
just couldn't get
was
it.
and he didn't.
Yeah. And he couldn't get it. And he couldn't get his act together. I get it. But, why give him any kind of traction in what was obviously going to be a divorce proceeding by having an infidelity? Because that just gives his lawyers some screws to turn. I mean,
I don't think that's what I'm saying. I don't think that she sought the affair. I think that it just happened. I think that
right,
that does happen
but
where
still,
people,
right, it happened,
yeah,
and it got super serious because they were going out of they were spending holidays together. Like,
yeah,
it
that's
was it was
very
very
serious.
it was very, very, right. It was very serious. And so she was the moneyed party. She was going to have to pay him anyway, alimony, right? They were
Hmm.
probably going to get shared custody. It was probably bad for her because she would need his permission for the kids to leave the state, right? So it was going to be really, really messy. Um,
Yeah.
but that's what
Yeah.
makes the guy such a dipshit. He was going to get paid anyway. He was in the fucking driver's seat. If he was just looking for free money, the oldest one was 6. Shit, he was looking at money for 20 years from her.
You know what's so funny is you present yourself as this person that is like intellectual and this and that, and you are very emotional and you are very like, get the fuck out of my house. I think I just taught him a lesson. Like, these are emotions. This is really intense. Like, she has been living with this and he's not resolving it. And it's like it's like an anchor around her neck and she's trying so hard and he could have resolved it. He did not want, he is completely to blame for everything.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
He
agree. He's
he did
completely
not
to blame.
it's like guys who would just sit there and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna just stay at home with these kids." Those kids were in freaking daycare. So
No,
he
of
didn't even have to
course,
watch them
find some
during the day.
self-worth. Go get a job. Go drive Uber for 5 hours a day. Feel good about yourself. Make some money. I get it, but he had this silver spoon syndrome. Probably, like, who knows? He wasn't bartering in Andy Warhol, so he maybe didn't feel like anything was good enough for him,
I
And
know, but then he blames her. Then he blames her.
yeah,
You know what I mean? She's doing great. And in that police interview, she's like, yeah, and she was really stressed because, when she doesn't do things well, she doesn't know. I'm like, dude, you suck. You've already killed her, and now you're throwing her under the bus and acting like
yep,
when she is so capable. She came here to this country on her own. She did
yeah.
all these things. Like,
She got
what
an
are you freaking
Ivy League
kidding?
education. She did great. Yes,
Yeah.
American dream. And he like, I know some wonderful stay-at-home dads, that this exact situation, right, where the wife is uber successful and is out and gone like all the time, and it's not like this. Not that I know of, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
What I've been seeing is like super supportive. It's the relationship's really healthy. The kids are doing great. Like, um, this guy just, ego is where it
Oh,
comes
absolutely.
down
Hey,
to
I
for
think
me.
it's great if they're one. I mean, believe me, I've got nothing against stay-at-home dads. Like, I
Yeah,
think it's great. I mean, what I like is when people do what works for them,
yeah,
and they don't let what other people think, they're going to do what works for them and it's healthy for their kids and their family. Like, I think that's great. And if this is the type of guy who doesn't have the ego that can sit there and hold his wife's coat while she's giving a speech
yeah,
and with stars in his eyes and be genuinely happy for her, I think that that's amazing. But if you have some egomaniac guy that's going to punish his wife and then watch cuckolded porn, I
yeah.
mean, why would you do that? Why? This is what I don't understand
Because
about
of his
men.
e-
Like,
because
why
of his
would you do that?
because of his ego.
I know, but why would you watch that?
In my opinion, I don't know, I'm not this loser, but uh, to
Give me
justify
some.
what he was about to do, because he didn't have a camera in the room where his wife is having an affair with William, right? It was just all in his head. And I remember I had a good friend a long time ago, who was I was going through a breakup, and it was really bothering me because she started dating a friend of mine, and I was just in a tailspin over this breakup. And we're sitting down at this diner and we're talking, and I'm like, man, and I know that she's probably over his house like right now. And he completely just blew me away. He goes, "Yeah, you're right. I have pictures of them in bed. Do you want to see them?" I'm like,
Please
"No, I
tell
don't
me
want
you
to."
said no.
I'm like, "No, I don't want to fucking see him." He goes, "Then why are you picturing it right now? All you're doing is looking at pictures of this in your head. Knock it
What a good
off."
friend. Oh my gosh, that's so great. What a
Right.
great friend.
And
What
I
a
went,
great.
damn, like, it shocked me out of all of my poor me like bullshit. And it really, really helped. Really
I
helped.
love that. I am
Yeah.
going to use that. That's great.
Yeah. And
What
it's
a good.
like, well, who Einstein said something like, no, I think it was, no, Einstein said something else. It was Mark Twain who said, worrying is using your imagination for like an evil purpose. Um,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
right. And so, and that's basically what I was doing with this. That's all I was thinking about, just thinking about them together, thinking about them together, thinking about them together. And when and if I had stopped and thought for a second, I would have known he was full of shit. How would he have pictures of of this go? Like he didn't know either one, but regardless, I went, no fucking way.
I know
Yeah, it
that's
was
the
great.
perfect thing to say. It was so,
It was a good move. And
sometimes
so, hold on. And
the
so
mic
that's why I think this guy didn't have a friend like I had and just went deeper into his tailspin and had to watch cuckold porn to really immerse himself in all of his negativity and his bullshit. And that probably is what um maybe that's what put him over the edge and he killed her like that night. Who knows?
I just think that note to self, don't tailspin into self-pity. Like, I always tell my that
It's hard.
I have this guy, of course it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody ever said that this was going to be easy,
Yeah.
you know? And for this guy, I felt so much compassion for Anna. I just really
Yeah, of
did
course.
because to be saddled with this guy and he was just probably this huge fucking phony baloney when they're at parties and he's probably like portraying himself. I could just see him like with a sweater tied in a knot across his, you know, his just like playing the part of being this like rich guy and he has no passion, he has no higher purpose.
Nothing
He
going
just
on.
is like wants to nothing going on. He wants to just buy stuff.
Yeah.
Like
And now
I
look at
don't get
her.
that. I never have.
And now look at her. Contrast that existence with her existence, where she's this high-powered professional. She's making all this money. She just bought a four-bedroom place. And beyond that, she's in that wonderful kind of existence where a relationship is new and you're planning for the future. She's working on, how are we going to merge our families? What's our 1, 3, and 5 year plan? Like all of this in love. She was in love in the early, like the honeymoon phase. And sure, yes, is it a little clouded because she was having an affair? Some people might think that. I might think that a little bit, but regardless, that's that's where she was. She was happy. She was hopeful, right? She was in anticipation of a better, more happier future. Um, and then here's this sad sack, you know, nothing going on,
I think
completely ego driven.
I think she wanted him to step up. Like that champagne bottle, what she
Right.
wrote. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, she just wanted him to man up. And it's like, here's the thing about women, and I can't speak for all women, of course, but like, and I would never want to, but like you can't be in your feminine when the man is such a like so fucked up and so like whatever. You can't relax, you can't, because you feel like you have to do everything, you feel
Yeah.
like you have to like, and I'm sure she was like felt like a hamster on a wheel. Like I can't ever just curl up in your arms and just relax because you're such a fucker.
Yeah.
You're so selfish. You're so
Yeah.
self-absorbed. And it's like, it's not a question of women not wanting to be feminine. It's a question of men like not doing what they need to do in the case of this husband where it was like
Specifically in terms
she
of showing
wanted
up
him
for his marriage, like showing up as a man.
showing up as a man, showing up as, he needed to take the jail time. He didn't want to. He didn't want to settle this. And it was just like,
See, we haven't even
I
talked
mean, I
about.
don't know in your marriage. What?
Well, we haven't even talked about the fact that he was going to be doing 3 years in jail and the marriage was over anyway. She was
Well, they
probably
thought it was a year, but
she was probably waiting for that.
okay, whether or not she was waiting for
Wait,
it or
wait, wait,
not,
wait, wait, what
in
do you
that,
think? Hold on. What do you think? What do you
wait,
think?
wait, wait,
Let's say, hold on.
what?
Let's say there is no New Year's Eve murder. He gets his sentence.
Mm,
He gets 37 months. How long
mhm.
is he inside before he gets served with divorce papers? I'd say 6 months.
So here's my mindset. And we're going to go back to like you sitting at that diner with your friend,
Yeah.
imagining all those things, being
Yeah.
sad in the tailspin. And that would suck for him. It really, really would. But the deal about this guy is that he has scammed his entire life. He scammed his father.
Yes.
He scammed his friends. He scammed everyone. He didn't have that higher thing within oneself of like, okay, this is gonna be horrible.
Here's what I
This is
think. I'm
gonna
sorry to
suck.
interrupt you.
You
Sorry to
know?
interrupt you, because here's what I think. I don't think it's that he didn't have a higher thing. I think it's that he did have a lower thing, because we all know people who've been cheated on and or felt that their marriage was ending and they didn't fucking murder their spouse. That takes a specific kind of evil. I think it's that he possessed that demon inside of him.
Oh,
And
I absolutely
yeah,
agree. I
yeah,
absolutely agree. So he would be incapable of,
correct.
but it's like in a movie when you're watching it and you want that person to be able to do it. It's like the mom who's the cliche of the the husband who is the breadwinner and he is having a midlife crisis. He marries his secretary, and she has to become a waitress. It's the move the Alice movie, whatever from back in the 70s, right?
Sure.
So like and it's like, you're with her and you see her not giving up, you see. And it's like, to me, that struggle is what it's all about. It's like,
Hmm.
nobody's going to save you. You have to save yourself. And he clearly did not have it in him, was, had problems to begin with. And it sucks that, Anna and those three boys, they're without their mother. They're,
Yep. And without their
and it's just,
father,
well, being without him, I think
obviously.
is definitely a
No,
good thing.
I
But
know.
like,
And listen, there's a way to look at it from his point of view where it's like, hey man, you know what? You've got it made. Like, you don't have to work, right? You could just
she
be,
didn't, Brandon, she did not want that. Her
oh no,
friend had said
sure, but I no, no, look,
she did.
I'm not saying it in a positive way. I'm saying it in a non-murdery kind of way. Just take the divorce, take your lumps, and take your fucking alimony for the next 15 years. Okay, cool.
Just like he
Be
wouldn't.
that kind of a piece of shit. It's not as
I
big of a
know,
piece of
but
shit as a murderer.
he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't go to
I know.
prison for his
Obviously, I
family.
know.
He wouldn't. And that's the thing. What I was saying before, I don't know, and I'm sure you've experienced this, like if you're refinancing your house or there's layoffs coming at your work, and it's like you just want that to be over because it puts such a strain on your marriage. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Like financially, like you're like, oh my gosh, and then
absolutely.
once it's over, you're so happy and you're just like, oh my gosh, okay, I can breathe again. And it's like you go through that together. And it's like he could have resolved this so that at least her and the boys would be settled and
Yeah.
he was putting them first.
Yep.
And he just had zero capability of putting anyone
Zero
before
interest.
himself. Like, that's
Zero interest
zero
even.
interest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
so,
I think we agree. I think we agree.
I hope a couple of a handful of men, find him in the shower. Think he
Okay.
deserves.
Remember how you're all like calm and like,
I
yes, yes,
I'm just saying
yes.
that's my New Year's wish for him is a really hard prison sentence for what he did to his wife. And just for being a fucking dipshit with his internet
R-
searches.
Really hard. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well,
Yeah.
another case that, makes me question, I'm going to be looking at my wife a little differently. And
Hey, you're the one, this is one of the cases that you actually sent me. You
yeah,
probably
oh yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember, but you sent it to me a couple years ago. And I was like, you know what? I need to wait. We need to wait. And then when I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, this was the one. And then I had no idea. I had no idea.
Yeah, it was
So,
interesting. It was really interesting, and just how, you know, how stupid this guy was. But I think it speaks to his level of entitlement, you know. And and I'm interested in the art fraud angle of it also, because that's a classic scheme. Classic scheme. Here's the original, make some copies, sell them as the original, boom, fuck off. That happens all the time. Happens all the time. So
Yeah, but he didn't even do that right.
because he had probably had a bad forger. A good forger is oof, my gosh, forget about it. Yeah, you get a good
You know
forger.
what? This guy,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
He wasn't even good at being a hustler, you know?
I know. And then I could barely even stand to listen to his interview because what's interesting though is that when you know he did it and then listening to the interview. And
Ah,
that I think you can really learn because he kept
yeah.
going, And then he was like trying to take cover with the kids. I was like, oh, he loves it that those kids are there so that they can interrupt him and he'll have time to think. And he
Wow.
can act like he's like the good dad. And then he used his son to say, oh yeah, he saw mommy and probably prepped him with that. It's like this guy was a complete scumbag.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Top to bottom. Top to bottom.
Top to bottom. Top to bottom.
Top to bottom. Wow.
Top to bottom.
That was the name of the porn that he watched, the cuckold porn. I'm kidding.
I was waiting for you to say that. I didn't, when you said, I hope he learns it really hard. I was like, okay, I know you want me but honestly, like,
That's
I'm
prison
with
porn.
you.
Now he's watching no, now he's making prison porn.
There's lots of guys that are probably like, you want to get cuckolded?
Yeah, watch this. Done.
Oh my
We can accommodate you,
God.
sir. Yeah. Holy shit. All right.
Have
Well,
you
hey,
seen that
listen.
Saturday night? Hold on a second. Have you
Yeah.
seen that Saturday Night Live skit with Eddie Murphy?
Which one?
He's like, where he's like, when he came back and he was like wearing the prison outfit, and then Will Ferrell came in and they were like, oh my God, it's so funny.
I'll find it. I'll look
Anyway.
on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, Happy
Okay.
New Year. Great episode. Thank you. Thanks for listening, Nation. Please share the episode with someone if you think they might be into it. Follow, rate, and review the show. Every little engagement helps a ton. And take a minute to check the show notes for the great sponsors that still support this kind of long form storytelling. So we couldn't do it without them. Carolyn, anything you'd like to add?
Nope. Thank you so much.
See you next week, everyone. Stay safe out there.
Okay. Bye.
From Pie in the Sky Media, Criminal Mischief is an EVO production, recorded live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. We're produced by Brandon Morgan and myself, music by Soundstripe. For EVO Creative, I'm Carolyn Osorio, your writer and host.